Let's start with Hunter Dickinson. JD, what's your player grade for Hunter Dickinson this season?
That's an interesting one, but I think I'm going to give him a B plus. I think he did a pretty good job. He's probably the best player on the team, but at times it seemed like he maybe lacked a little energy. I don't know if it's just because he didn't plan on being here for 3 years or what it is, but I'll stick with the B plus.
Matt Hartwell, Hunter Dickinson.
I'm right there on the money. In my notes, I actually have a B plus for Hunter, and really any shortcomings I can come up with him for account for the defensive end of the floor, really. So all in all, I'm very impressed with Hunter's year this year. I think he stepped up big in moments that a lot of people didn't. So shout out Hunter, B plus for him.
Josh?
I'm going A minus. I thought he had an incredible year, especially down the stretch. It wasn't very noticed because we kept losing. But if you look at Indiana, you look at Illinois, he was playing out of his mind in those games. So, his production continued to increase. His 3-point shot, he shot over 40% from three this year, which is really well done. So, he was in the end, he was honestly one of the best offensive bigs in the country. And yes, he has some work to do on the defensive end, but I want him back next year, no doubt.
Yeah, in a vacuum, it's the player grade is an A for me, but unfortunately, we're not in a vacuum. A leader is judged by his team's performance, right? So I can't in good faith give him an A for this season because he's the leader of the team. He's got to be held to a higher standard. So I give him a B plus. I'm right there in line. It kind of sounds like we're all pretty close. B plus. Yeah, I hope he comes back too. We shall see. Jett Howard, JD, what's your grade for him?
I would say probably a C plus. I think he started off the year really hot, and I thought I was going to grade him a lot higher than that, but his defense is really lacking. I know he put out that tweet the other day about his injury and stuff that he dealt with all year, so maybe that's partly to blame. And also, he's a freshman. We saw Kobe Bufkin's progression on his defense this year, so there's definitely room for him to improve, but I would say a C plus.
Matt?
I have Jett as a C, and really just the same reasons. He's a defensive liability. For some reason, I just don't see him meshing with the success that the Michigan Wolverines have had on offense this year. I think he's very good offensively by himself as a product where all the offense goes through him. But really, at this point, I think he kind of weighed the team down a little bit this year, and that's no testament to what kind of player he is, really, or how talented he is. But I'm giving him a C for now.
Josh, how you feeling about Jett?
Yeah, I'm with JD on this one. C plus. If we were grading it on the first few games of the season, yeah, way higher. But it seemed like he kind of just lost interest towards the end of the year, and lots of defensive lapses, like you guys were saying. There was a play in the Indiana game. He turned the ball over. I don't know why this play sticks, but he turned the ball over, and he was just kind of jogging back on defense. Wasn't really trying to go back, get a stop. So it was just little stuff like that, effort, and I don't want to say we were necessarily better without him, but you could kind of see there's a little bit of a difference in the games he was out. But he's going to be an incredible NBA player, and I wish him nothing but the best. I'm assuming he will declare. So nothing but the best for Jett, even with the struggles.
It really does feel like he's going to declare, doesn't it? When they said Kobe out with an ankle, Jett out with an ankle, Isaiah Barnes out with a leg, all I heard was draft, transfer, right? That's kind of how I felt when they made those announcements. But we'll see about Kobe. Kobe's the one that's maybe a little bit of a question mark, but he's probably gone as well. Jett Howard, for me, I give him a B, just a straight B, because he's a freshman, right? The offensive numbers that he put up, he was A plus on offense as a freshman. You guys mentioned some of the struggles on defense, and so I don't know if it's just the style that he plays. Some guys look a little bit more casual when they're playing, and I think that irritated a lot of Michigan fans, but I don't know if effort was actually a problem. I think it's just kind of the way he looks. He has that nonchalant kind of swagger about him. And so, but on defense, he has to improve. So for me, it's a straight B. I mentioned Kobe Bufkin. He's kind of the third person in that trifecta. Although Doug McDaniel, we'll get to him. He's kind of earning his place up there on the Mount Rushmore. But Kobe Bufkin, JD, what's your player grade for Kobe?
I'm gonna give him an A. I don't know. I might be a little bit biased. I graduated from the same high school as him, and I watched him play in high school a lot. But his improvement though this year has been incredible. Like I said earlier, his defense, and he's shown now that he can be like the guy you go to when you need a bucket really bad. I just felt like we watched him grow all year. I'm disappointed that he didn't get a chance to play in the tournament because I think he really would have had a chance to shine. But yeah, definitely an A for him. He had a great year.
Matt, are you also high on Kobe?
I'm very high on Kobe. For me, it's B plus fringe A, just because I don't have any players on this list that are an A, because when it comes down to it, this team underperformed this year. I don't really consider any of them like A guys this year. But I mean, Kobe's very close. The only thing that really holds him back for me from having that A status is that I think it was at the end of the Illinois game, that pass where he had the ball in his hands and he tried to get it to Hunter, I believe it was, and Hunter wasn't even anticipating the pass. I think stuff like that, I don't know if it's like bad coaching, like he was overcoached to and overthought something that he was planning to do, or what happened in that scenario, but it shows that there's still things that Kobe can improve upon, and some things that he could do differently. I really hope we get him again next year. I doubt that'll be the case, but we'll see. I'm very high on him. I think he's almost an A though. Fringe B plus type player.
Yeah, we need to light some incense and say some prayers on the show or something, like manifest Kobe coming back next year, because I think we all agree that we just want to see him in March, the real March. Josh, how are you feeling about Kobe?
Yeah, Kobe gets an A minus out of me. To go from not even being on any mock drafts to being a projected first round pick, that's impressive, man. And I don't know. Like Jordan, I'm also from Grand Rapids, love seeing a hometown guy succeed, and he could take over games. Like I feel like MSU game, he had that clutch shot. The Wisconsin game, that we won when Hunter hit the miracle three. He was hitting clutch shot after clutch shot, and I can't think of a more improved player right now, really in the country. I mean, I haven't watched basketball like I should this year, college basketball, but he was incredibly fun to watch. I really hope we get him back next year. I mean, yeah, it's let's just hope we get him back next year, because this team can be. I think the success of next year's team can really depend on whether we have him on the roster or not.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Josh. Kobe gets an A minus from me. He's by far the most improved player on the team. I would say he's the best offense-defense combination on the team as well. Like his perimeter offense and ability to get to the rim mixed with his perimeter defense. He is a long guard defender. Really excited for him. Even if it's in the pros, I'm excited for him. I do think that if he stays another year at Michigan, he'll be a lottery draft pick. And so maybe it comes down to, can he get a little bit of NIL money and funds, for his junior year, enough to where he's willing to take the risk and hold out for maybe a higher NBA draft pick? Because he's definitely going in the first round if he declares. The question is how high in the first round and how much money, will he have guaranteed? So that'll be interesting.